Welcome to Comic Power. I am your host, Comic Killer 72. Today we're doing a new segment called the Quick Flip. In comic book investing terminology, the quick flip normally means you have something for a very short period of time that you sell for a profit and had no intention of holding it for the long term. At my channel, I'm going to incorporate the phrase quick flip and make it mean real down and dirty, real fast information about this channel and other comic book news. Today we're going to do it in 8 minutes, 53 seconds. Okay, now that you understand, let's go ahead and get right into it. First up, let me give a shout out to squadblockcomics.com. It's an online subscription service that focuses on superheroes of color, but they can tailor the service to the preferences of the subscriber. Sounds like a good idea to me. Go ahead and support them at squadblockcomics.com and tell them Comic Power sent you. Now to our lead story, and that's going to be Deadpool 2. If you haven't seen it yet, I will not give any spoilers for the movie. I will just go over the box office. It earned $125 million on its opening weekend. Of course, knocking off Infinity War, which had been #1 for 3 weeks. Fox had a huge hit with Deadpool #1, a movie that they really didn't want to make, and they kind of tripped and fell and stumbled into this big, huge, mammoth success. And this movie probably would not have been made if that test footage hadn't leaked online and fans demanded it. And somehow the movie that Fox didn't want became the highest grossing rated R movie of all time, grossing a whopping $783 million worldwide. And it didn't even play in China because it's just too outlandish for the communist government to accept in their country. We'll just go with that. So Deadpool 2 made $125 million playing on 4,849 screens compared to Deadpool #1, which made $132 million, but only on 3,558 screens. So they made about $7 million less money playing on 1,300 more screens. So unless the Fox executives are greedy bastards, they should be extremely happy with that number. That brings me to Teen Titans Go, the movie, which is going to drop on June 27th. And you're wondering, what does this have to do with Deadpool? Well, they dropped a trailer where Deathstroke shows up and they think that he's Deadpool. And he's like, nah, I showed up way before that guy did. Deathstroke was introduced in the Teen Titans #2 back in 1980. And his name is Slade Wilson. Deadpool was introduced in New Mutants #98 in 1991, and his name is Wade Wilson. So the zaniness of Deadpool was developed later, but in his initial creation, he was a Deathstroke clone. When you put them beside each other, you can really see that. I made a Deadpool character study video previously. I'll put a link in the description so you can go back and watch that if you missed it, where I tackled this subject and Deadpool's complete history. The success of Deadpool in the movies is a watershed moment. It makes studio executives no longer afraid to make comic book movies or even action movies overall rated R when they need to be. For example, when they tried to stuff Wolverine, our R-rated character, into a PG-13 box, it just didn't work. When they finally did Logan and made it rated R, it was the highest grossing Wolverine movie ever and the highest acclaimed one. And Sony's Venom most likely will be rated R as well. They would never have done this without the success of Deadpool and make it unapologetically rated R, if that's what the character calls for. Ryan Reynolds, the star of Deadpool, has been non-stop campaigning to bring back Hugh Jackman to do Wolverine one more time and let him fight Deadpool. But Hugh Jackman is sticking to his guns and saying the character is going to stay retired. Well, in terms of him playing the character anyway. But let's face it, if Disney is successful in buying Fox and they want to bring back Hugh Jackman to reprise Wolverine, I think the money would be too good for him to say no. But we'll see, won't we? So you know what's next. Next up is the speculation pick of the week. And the pick of the week for May 23rd, 2018 is going to be Skyward #2 from Image Comics. The plot here is, in the future, the world's gravity is going to be a fraction of what it was before. And humans had to adapt to this new reality where you can literally fly through the sky due to the gravity levels being so low. And get this, rich people still live on the earth, on the ground. They have the latest technology that pretends that G-Day never happened. So the rich are on the ground and the poorer people are the ones up in the sky, and it's the wild, wild west up there. The lead character is a woman named Willa Fowler. She's in her early 20s and she was born just after G-Day happened. So this is the only reality she's ever known. This cover right here is actually a second print variant drawn by Jock. I definitely recommend this. You need to get in early, like right now. The runner-up of the week is Black Panther, which is getting rebooted back to #1. The writer Tanisha Coates on the previous volume is going to stick around, but it's going to get a new artist. Coates' work on Black Panther has been very controversial. Some think that his storylines are boring and slow. Some really like it because he's building a whole bigger universe for Black Panther. But it's taken a very long time to get where it's trying to go. Of course, it's going to come with a ton of variants. The cover B variant shown here is probably my favorite. Of course, I have to mention Iron Man number 600, where they're going to bring back Tony Stark. The Riri Williams character has been a real lightning rod of controversy since she took over as the headliner for Invincible Iron Man. Personally, I don't think she's a bad character. She's a very good character, but she never got a chance to develop before they made her a headliner. It's like you just got your license at 16 and you got to drop your dad's Lamborghini. That's probably a little bit too much power for you to handle, don't you think? I think all the hate the character was getting was way over the top and completely unwarranted. Hey, Tony's back. Relax. Calm down. Next up, let's talk about the Image comic series Deadly Class, which is coming to television on the Sci-Fi Network. I talked about this previously when I made Deadly Class number 32, the pick of the week for March 14th, 2018, where a new class shows up. The overall premise of Deadly Class is it's like the X-Men meets the Hunger Games. It's basically a school where the next generation of assassins for crime families go to get trained. It's written and created by Rick Remender, who's also responsible for Low and 7 to Eternity. He made my list of one of the top 10 writers in comics today. I'll put a link in the description for that video if you missed it. It's going to be an ensemble cast with a lot of new people you haven't seen before, but there are some veterans that you have. For example, Benedict Wong, who played Wong in Doctor Strange, is going to be the Master Lin, basically the overseer of the school, so he's the closest thing you're going to get to Professor X. And then there's Lana Condor. She's going to be playing a character called Saya Karuki. Lana is best known for playing Jubilee in X-Men Apocalypse. It wasn't fair to her in the X-Men because in the final cut, they didn't give her anything to do. But in Deadly Class, she's going to be riding a motorcycle, swinging a katana with a whole bunch of tattoos. She's going to be badass. The first full trailer for this television series dropped about a week ago, and it was a big success. And issue number 1 went up in value from around $15 to about $40 overnight. It's the first appearance of the characters I just mentioned and many, many more. The TV show doesn't come out to 2019, so by the time it does, this should be a $100 book raw. That is, if it's a hit, because Sci-Fi hasn't been exactly hitting the nail on the head too good. But the ace in the hole for this is going to be the Russo brothers, who are executive producers. They have a lot of clout considering they are the directors of the Avengers franchise. So this television series will get every opportunity to be successful and find its groove. You know how some shows are canceled before they can find their way? That's not going to happen this time. The cast looks good, the Russo brothers are involved, and its creator Rick Remender is involved in the writing of the show. So I would recommend that you catch up on what's going on with the comic so the show makes sense when it drops. The print run on issue number 1 is only 34,572 copies, so you should feel comfortable if you invest in this that's not overprinted. Expect to see the principal actors at Comic-Con promoting the show there and giving us some more footage at that time. I'll put a link in the description of the trailer if you want to see that. You know the drill. Subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it on social media so others can learn about comic power. Once again, thank you to all my subscribers and viewers. It only gets better from here. If you already haven't done so, be sure to subscribe to this channel and give it a thumbs up and share these videos on social media so others can learn about the channel. This is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.